Three things happened this past week which suggests to me that President Uhuru Kenyatta and his brother Raila Odinga could actually be preparing for 2022 politics. So today, I want us to dissect these three things and why, in my view, which I could be wrong, is a signal that they are actually preparing for 2022. But before we do that, kindly remember to subscribe. Now, before we go into the details and dissect the three things, I want to tell you something which happened yesterday, a very strange thing. President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga were in Kisumu yesterday for the burial of the late Bruce Odhiambo. Bruce is a celebrated Kenyan music producer and a longtime friend of President Uhuru Kenyatta. They schooled together. And in fact, according to President Uhuru Kenyatta, it is Bruce who gave Uhuru's son his first job. So they attended the funeral in Koru. Then they left Koru. Now, when Uhuru was supposed to go back to Nairobi, they left Koru to airport. And just as Uhuru was greeting people, saying bye to people, people were lined up there. So he greeted the first person, the second person, but before he could reach the third person, Raila Odinga went to him and called him aside. And they talked briefly. And then Uhuru called the deputy governor of Kisumu Owili. And these guys left. You know, the president team, the presidential chopper was actually ready. But now they left. Uhuru now did not go into the chopper. They left with Raila and they left airport with only two vehicles. I think one for the security guys and one carrying Uhuru, Raila, and the deputy governor. You know, that's something that has never happened in this country. Yeah? And they drove up to Lake Victoria. Remember, all the traffic police had actually left because Uhuru was now safely in the airport. They had actually left. So Uhuru and Raila and the other vehicle, they just drove up to Lake Victoria. Just in normal traffic. Because nobody expected them just to be like that. Everybody knew the president and left. But they drove back the two vehicles up to the lake where where Raila Odinga had actually previously launched the hyacinth removal. So in my view, I think what Raila wanted to do, he wanted Uhuru Kenyatta to see for himself the menace that is the water hyacinth in Lake Victoria. And after around 30 minutes or so, they left that place. I don't know where they went to. But sources say President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga stayed there, and Uhuru probably left Kisumu around 9 in the night. Now, I'm giving you that background so that you understand the deeper understanding between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Protocol was actually breached by these two individuals. Now, back to the main issue. Three things happened this past week, which in my view suggest that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are probably preparing for 2022 elections. Number one, Moses Kuria, who has been opposed to the referendum call, came out very strongly in support of the referendum with very radical proposals. And in his proposal, what Moses Kuria wants is a reduction in number of senators and the scrapping of the position of women rep. Because you know he has been part of the Punguza Mzigo campaign. The other thing he wants, which to me is the most important, is that he supports now the creation of the position of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. Remember, this is a guy who has been opposed to the Constitution. He's a very close ally of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And there has been talk within the corridors of power that President Uhuru Kenyatta might not retire at the end of his term and might opt to serve the country as a prime minister. So Moses Kuria supporting the creation of the prime minister's post, in my view, is now very clear to Kenyans that President Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on being the prime minister of the Republic of Kenya. And it's simple. This proposal, Moses Kuria is saying he's taking it to the BBI, the Building Bridges Initiative. The Building Bridges Initiative is a body which was created by the two brothers to actually spearhead the handshake. And whatever they'll propose, if they'll propose the creation of the position of the prime minister, then that's what it will, I mean, that's what will happen. And the reaction to Moses Kuria's proposal has also been very swift. And from those reactions, you can also read politics. Number one to react was Aden Duale, who dismissed Moses Kuria's proposal. You know, Aden Duale is a Ruto's guy. And in my previous video, I'd actually recorded it. I mean, I'd actually mentioned him as one of the guys who Ruto will depend on. Then the other guy who dismissed Moses Kuria's proposal was Aden Duale. Not Duale, really. Duale was the first. The second was Kipchumba Murkomen, another William Ruto's ally. So Moses Kuria's proposal is actually a departure from William Ruto's position. Most people had actually thought that Moses Kuria was with William Ruto. But in my view, I think he found now an opportunity to desert that camp and now he will definitely join President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga's camp. That's number one. The other thing which happened was the Council of Governors elections. If you are keen, and just as I predicted in my previous video, because I had extensively looked at that and how that election was used to kick out William Ruto's supporters. And in my view, that particular coup had the blessing of Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. And it's going to do one thing, because their mandate is actually 1 year. Within 1 year, this team is going to steer the referendum campaigns. So the election of Oparanya as the chair of the Council of Governors is going to play a key role in the referendum campaigns. Because if you are keen, Oparanya actually has been very vocal after his election about the referendum debate. And number three, the last thing which happened also is IEBC, the highly discredited electoral body, announced the position of the Chief Executive Officer, which was previously held by Ezra Chiloba. That marks the end of Ezra Chiloba. Remember, Ezra Chiloba has been and was William Ruto's person at IEBC. So the announcement of that particular announcement is very significant because it sends a message, a very strong message, that IEBC is now ready. And IEBC are supposed to do two things. The first thing which they are supposed to do is to review the boundaries, because the boundaries, the political boundaries are supposed to be reviewed. That particular, I mean, that alone is very emotive. So the removal of Ezra Chiloba and his replacement will usher in a new team. And that new team will dismantle the William Ruto team which Ezra Chiloba was creating at IEBC. Remember, the other discredited guy but has remained in that commission is the chairman, Wafula Chebukati. Wafula Chebukati is, if you ask me, it's also a problem at IEBC. But you know, Wafula Chebukati has always been accused of leaning towards Raila Odinga. And probably that's why he is still left to serve. So he will serve he will serve Raila Odinga's interest, and probably the new guy, the new CEO, will serve President Uhuru Kenyatta's interest at IEBC. So those development, if you ask me, they add to one thing. All of them are geared towards the referendum campaign and towards the 2022 politics. Remember, just as I said previously, and I still repeat it, that the 2022 politics in this country is going to be determined in the year 2019. So it's everything which is going to happen in 2022 will be closed in the year 2019. So the elections, anybody who will be appointed, and I'm sure it's not going to be easy, anybody who's going to be appointed to replace Chiloba, Kenyans must look at him very closely. It's not going to be just an ordinary Kenyan. That person will serve a particular interest. Remember, in Kenya, elections don't count. People like Chiloba, people like Chebukati are the people who determines who becomes the president. And you see, they cannot just determine who becomes the president of the republic without the approval of the people who put them in those positions. So these people are going to be placed. The person who is going to determine the 2022 politics elections is going to be put in place as the new CEO of IEBC. I don't know, I could be wrong, but in your comment, just leave a comment down there and give your view if what I'm trying to say has some credence. But in my view, I think 2022 politics has just kicked off. Thank you guys for watching, and please remember to subscribe. And I left my number, and I'll leave it again for those who want to WhatsApp me. It is 0777741323. Just drop me a WhatsApp message, then I'll respond to it. And importantly, this channel was created with a view to dissecting or to analyze politics in a way that no other media will analyze. So largely most of the opinion here are mine, and sometimes I get people asking me to dissect certain issue, then I try and dissect it. So if you leave a comment, then it can actually help me and help us grow this channel together. Because you know, it's not an easy thing to just sit down and start thinking without the support of the people who you purport to produce the video for. So my viewers actually are number one priority. So I want to thank you guys, and please don't forget to subscribe if you are bumping into this video for the first time. Thank you so much.